What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a meal prep video, but it's actually for me getting ready for the carnivore diet. Now, before you leave this video, even if you're not doing carnivore, you can still use this and just meal prep the same meat that I did, and you can just add your own veggies throughout the week. If you want to do steamed veggies in the microwave or, roasted veggies in the oven, you can easily still use this meal prep video, even though I will be doing carnivore meal prep videos throughout the month of September. I want to do 30 days of carnivore, but I'm not exactly sure if I will be able to if I get pregnant with my IUI I just did. So we're just gonna play it by ear, and for now, this is going to be a meal prep video so I can do the first week of September eating a mostly carnivore diet. So I've actually done the carnivore diet once before, but I did it for a 7-day period because I thought it was gonna be extremely hard. I will link that vlog up above for you guys to check out because it's actually pretty popular. I think it has like 12,000 views. A lot of people like watching it just because carnivore is kind of like a trendy thing at the moment. But I was so surprised at, number one, how easy it was, how easy the cooking was, and also just how great I felt. I'm going to be taking my measurements this time. Last time I didn't take measurements, but I had lost 3 pounds in just 7 days, but I felt and looked so much slimmer. I'm really excited about that for this time because during the summer, I don't work a job, and so with me reading a lot and like filming and editing videos, I definitely gained weight since I'm not as active. Now that I'm back at work, it'll be me getting in my steps for the day, having some activity, plus being on carnivore. It really helps my bloating situation, so I'm really excited for those results. Now, I'm not doing the carnivore diet like absolutely perfectly. I am going to have a lot of red meat because I do love beef, and then I'm also going to have some pork. All of my meat is from ButcherBox. It's really good quality meat, grass-fed, grass-finished, heritage breed pork, all of that type of stuff. And so I'm actually gonna show you, I have some clips of when I actually ordered and got the ButcherBox, which I will put in very soon, but I'm also going to be doing eggs and some seafood. And then the only thing that I'm doing that isn't actually carnivore is I am still going to have coffee. I might have tea, I'm not exactly sure, but right now, I love coffee. I love cold brew, I love hot coffee, I love espresso, and especially since I went back to work, I get to drink a lot of espresso for free. So I'm not taking that out, but I'll be using like heavy cream or half and half. And then I probably will have some cheese, but I'm really gonna try and limit the cheese because it could just make me gain weight really easily because it's literally just calories. I might have chicken like at work or occasionally if I buy some chicken, but I'm not a huge chicken fan to begin with. So I'm gonna really be sticking with my beef and my pork. Other than that, I will be cooking all of my meats in actual animal fats. So it'll be like bacon grease, I have some tallow, it'll be butter. I'm not going to be using avocado oil or coconut oil during this time period. And so everything that I'm eating and drinking or whatever it is going to be animal based besides the coffee. That's pretty much all I'm really figuring out to be not carnivore, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and flip to some of the footage that I have of me getting the ButcherBox, and I kind of explained that a little bit. All right, guys, I got an email saying my ButcherBox was delivered. There it is, and it's about to rain, so I better bring it in. Whoa. Alright, so ButcherBox came. Let's open it and see what's inside. I've never gotten this like really big box before, so this is like the first time I'm getting double, and it saved me money, so. Look at all that meat. What do we have in here? We have some boneless pork loin chop. That looks good. Pretty sure I've gotten that before, and it is good. And another boneless pork loin chop, so 2 of those. I have probably a bunch of the ground beefs. So I have a total of, my hands are cold because it's so frozen. I have a total of 6 pounds of grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. So that's awesome. That's a bunch of ground beef. That'll definitely last for a while. I have grass-fed beef flat iron steak, grass-fed and grass-finished. Yum. Grass-fed beef flat iron steak, another one. Bacon. This is the pork sausage I added, so pork breakfast sausage. I love that stuff. Grass-fed eye round roast. Ooh, a roast. That'll be like so easy. If I'm just eating carnivore, like you just throw a roast in the Instapot and like bam, dinner. Ooh, what's this? Pork. What kind of pork? Bone-in pork butt. Yum. Ooh, is this beef? Pork. Another bone-in pork butt. So it looks like we'll be having lots of pork. And then, let's see, another flat iron beef steak. Oops. And a grass-fed beef eye round roast. So I have like 2 beef roasts, 2 pork roasts, some steaks, some pork chops, and a bunch of ground beef, and then a bacon and a sausage. So that's pretty awesome. I don't think it would last like 2 of us eating like just carnivore for a whole month. But like that box is technically $238. So even if this lasted for like 2 weeks and I had to get another one, that's still cheaper than my actual grocery budget when I'm not doing carnivore and I'm not buying really high quality meat. If I spent $240 twice, that is what, $480? So that's like half of what I like spend in a grocery budget like for the month when I'm buying like other things like keto sodas and like, you know, just a bunch of other things. So like even if I have to get this again before the month is over, that's still so much cheaper than me eating like regular keto. Wanted to see everything that was in the box. This is everything. So bacon, sausage, 2 of the porks, the pork loins, all of the ground beef. These are all of the steaks and the beef roasts. So this was everything that was in the box. Now that you've seen all the meat that I got, you kind of know like what I'm gonna be cooking, kind of. But also don't forget the link to ButcherBox is down below if you wanna try it out for yourself. I pulled out some of the meat a couple days ago so that way it could thaw. I just have this like big bowl thing that I use just in case like it drips or anything. So I don't know if I'm gonna meal prep all of it today because I really have no clue how much meat I'm going to be eating like during this week. So I don't want to like overcook too much, but I am definitely going to make this like, it's a grass-fed beef eye round roast. So this is, I'm just gonna throw it in the Instapot. I'm probably gonna hard boil eggs first because those only take like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna hard boil a bunch of eggs. Some of them I'm gonna put in some pickle juice to like just pickle. And then I'm going to throw the beef in the Instapot so it can just like cook for like, I don't know, probably like an hour or something. And then I'll probably cook up just maybe like some burger patties, I'm thinking, just quick in the oven. This is grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. And then I will cook up this one flat iron steak. I have a couple more in the freezer if I need them. And then I do have one big like pork. This is a pork butt, which I will probably also put in the Instant Pot because why not? And then some bacon. And then I also have some salmon that I think I'm probably just gonna like cook in the oven. So it's gonna be like super easy. It's gonna be so awesome. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, to get started with our meal prep, I'm going to be using my Instapot to hard boil a bunch of eggs. It's about 1.5 dozen. You just make sure that you have a cup of water in there, and then the Instapot literally will hard boil them in about 3 minutes. It's like perfect hard boiled eggs, and they're so easy to peel. I highly recommend trying it out. I'm just gonna be making some burgers. So this is the ground beef from ButcherBox. I'm adding pepper, some Parmesan cheese, and Chipotle chili pepper, and I'm just going to stir that up really well and form it into patties. I have some grass-fed tallow that I got at Walmart in my cast iron, and I made sure that that was nice and hot. That way I can just put the burgers in there and it's going to make a nice crust. Then I'm just spreading out some bacon, putting some pepper on top, which is delicious, and I'm going to bake it. If you haven't baked your bacon before, you should definitely do it. It makes perfect bacon. I love it. It's mess-free because let me tell you, cooking meat does definitely get messy, as you'll see later on in the video. I flipped my burgers and I'm now working on my salmon. And if you flip your salmon over so that way the skin is on top, you'll have really moist salmon even being cooked in the oven. I'm topping it with butter and some lemon and squeezing some lemon juice. This is so delicious. Just sprinkle some salt and that's all you need. Throw it in the oven. Now I'm cooking this steak, which I'm just using the same tallow in the cast iron pan, and my hard-boiled eggs were finished, so I'm letting those cool off in the sink. Now, since the Instapot is ready, we're throwing in our beef roast to start cooking. And flip my steak over. It just has salt and pepper on top of it. I'm gonna crack some eggs to put on the burgers that I cooked, and there's just bacon grease in the actual skillet for that. While those eggs are cooking, I'm going to peel my hard-boiled eggs. Some of them I'm putting in pickle juice for pickling, and some of them I'm putting in my new reusable bags. If you want to know what bags I'm using, I have a link down below. Now the other pack of ground beef I have, I'm just gonna cook it up with some smoked paprika and salt and pepper, and just, you know, have some ground beef that I can make with scrambled eggs. Look how dirty my oven is. Goodness, so much grease. I also save the bacon grease, so now that my bacon's done cooking in the oven, I always keep a jar by the side of my stove, and I'm just pouring the bacon grease in there so I can use it to cook scrambled eggs later or whatever else I need. The salmon is finished. I'm putting it with the steak to make a surf and turf, and don't waste the sauce. That butter and lemon sauce is so good. I've been cleaning my kitchen up as I go, so the last thing I have to do is wipe down the oven. Okay, so if you can't tell, this is definitely the next day. Last night, I just finished meal prepping, and I literally filmed like me talking a little bit about everything, and that's right when my husband came home, and then he had a lot to tell me about work, and by the time all of that finished, it was like 10 o'clock and we both had to go to bed, and so I decided to just pull everything back out of the fridge this morning to show you everything that I made. This meal prep was a lot easier than me meal prepping like my normal keto meals. Before, my meal preps were about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. This only had about 30 minutes of hands-on time. The only thing I waited longer for was the salmon was in the oven for a little bit longer, and then the beef was in my Instapot for longer, but like I didn't have to do anything. I was just sitting down waiting for them to be ready. So I was getting other things done. But it was only like 30 minutes of actual, like I had to be, you know, watching something on the stove or doing something like that, which is awesome because I just went back to work again, and I've been like really stressed with like filming and editing videos and just doing everything else that I always do. And so if my meal prep with doing carnivore is only 30 minutes, that's amazing. Like I am so excited because then I don't have to worry about cooking throughout the week. I can just take like one 30-minute time during the week, whether it's before I go to work or a day I'm off, and actually meal prep. So that's super awesome. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be eating on the carnivore. So this is kind of just a very big experiment on whether or not I cooked enough meat. I did not end up cooking that big pork butt, so I do have that in the fridge if I do need to cook it, like once I get closer and I realize that I'm eating everything. Plus I also still have some eggs, and yeah, I think that's about it. I just have like raw eggs in there that I could like scramble. I am probably going to be doing scrambled eggs for some of these, but I didn't want to prep scrambled eggs because they only take a couple minutes to make anyway. Now, my husband, I don't think, like if he wants to eat some of this stuff, he can. He's just gonna heat up some vegetables because he doesn't really want to do the carnivore diet with me, which is totally fine. But then also, I'm sorry, I think someone like outside is like doing like woodwork or something. I don't even know. If he does want to take these dishes, that's fine. He can just heat up. I do have a couple frozen vegetables still in the freezer, and so he could just heat up something in the microwave. If you're not doing carnivore and you're watching this meal prep video, like, yeah, you just add a vegetable to this stuff. Super easy. So I believe all of this food is kind of for me because he said that he's gonna be really busy at work. And so he's gonna just try and eat at work. Like they have like sometimes salads and meat, and he just kind of like does something that's keto-ish. So let me just show you what I made. This is what I think I don't know. I'm actually really excited for everything, but I made 3. This is the burger patty underneath. So each one of these has a burger patty, which is 1/3 of a pound. And then I put 1 egg on top of each thing. And I think it has 3 pieces of bacon with it. I also will probably have like a scoop of mayo with this when I eat it. The mayo that like I make and what's at work is made with, like I make mine with avocado oil. So I'm not exactly sure if, I mean, I think that's okay, even though I'm trying to have all animal fats, but I think mayo I might make an exception for. Or if I have enough bacon grease, I could make bacon grease mayonnaise, which would be awesome too. But this just looks like it would be so delicious with mayo on it. And I'm sorry, this stuff was in the fridge, so it probably doesn't look as delicious to you guys because it's been cold and like all the fat solidified. But yeah, so I have 3 of those. Then these 2 are the steaks. This is like the butcher box like steak. It had 2 pieces in it. And then I also have 2 pieces of salmon, which, oh my gosh, you guys, you have to make the salmon the way that I make it. It was butter and lemon juice, and it's delicious. Like all it had else was salt. It is so, so good. I actually had 2 extra pieces and I ate one of them last night. And so this is just extra for whatever I need it for. But yeah, so delicious. This is like a surf and turf type of thing. Then I hard boiled a bunch of eggs. These are the bags that I just got, which are super awesome because I'm not, you know, killing the planet. And I have a couple different sizes. So like this is what I'll like take to work. I'll just put like 2 or 3 in here. And then this is just my leftovers. And I also have some in pickle juice. If you don't save your pickle juice, you need to. Like pickled eggs are delicious. All you do is hard boil them, throw them in here, leave them in here for a couple days, and they're so good. Then this is the beef that I made in the Instapot. It's literally just beef and salt. I saved the broth in a jar because I can always drink the broth later. And I love this bone broth concentrate. I get this on Amazon and I'll have it linked down below. This is from like grass-fed, grass-finished cows and stuff. So I was thinking of mixing some of it, like I'll portion this out in a dish and I'll probably just have some broth like with it, almost like a beef soup. So I'm really excited about that. And then this is the last thing. This is just 1 pound of ground beef that I cooked in like the lard, and I also added smoked paprika and I think onion powder and salt, and it just tastes delicious. So I was thinking of eating this with like some scrambled eggs. I can eat some of it with the salmon, but then also with scrambled eggs. I think that's gonna be absolutely delicious. So that was my whole meal prep that took 30 minutes. And you know, with all the meat and stuff, it doesn't look like a lot, but I think that I'm going to be pretty full. Like I don't even know how many meals a day I'm going to be eating. So like if I take this, like I might eat this and then I might be full, and who knows, I might not even get to eat a second dish. So I know it doesn't look like a lot, or maybe like I'll eat this and then I'll have a couple hard-boiled eggs or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll update you guys for next week. Yeah, I'm interested to see like how that's going to be, like if I'm going to be hungry and like eat everything and then I'm not gonna have any food for the rest of the week. But I have plenty of meat in my freezer from Butcher Box, so I can just make more. And then next week I will try and do another meal prep video for Saturday and let you guys know like how my carnivore diet went throughout the week, so that way I can tell you like why I'm meal prepping something else. Plus I might do something like a little bit more fancy. I really want to make like, instead of just always having hard-boiled eggs, I want to do like deviled eggs one week. So I'm thinking of probably doing deviled eggs in my meal prep video next week. So I'm like pretty excited about that because I just want to like, you know, change it up a little bit and not eat the same thing all the time. But I don't know, are you guys interested in seeing like what I'm eating throughout the week? Like you kind of see what I'm eating because of the meal prep video, but I didn't know if I should do like one weekly vlog of me just eating the whole entire week, or maybe even a what I eat in a day, and I can just film what I eat in a day on a carnivore diet for you guys like throughout the month, maybe like 1 or 2 this month. Let me know down in the comments what you're interested in seeing, or if you don't want to see these carnivore meal prep videos, whatever, I don't know. You just need to tell me so that I know what to film. But I think that's it for this video. So I hope that you really enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I will see you all in another video. Bye guys.